All right. So one thing I recently just noticed is this line, like one of their tube things, um, in my cheek. Uh you can see a line there, and it comes in right here in the corner of my mouth. I can feel it when they inflate it, but when it's not inflated, I can't really feel it. Like right now, I don't know if I'm like not positively charged or whatever, which is something do believe that they've been doing to me. So they can use whatever that third form of magnetism is to move this around into my throughout my body. But it comes out here, like roughly around here in my cheek, and it goes into my fucking throat. So there's like a tube. I can feel it like now, and like it was never. I've never had this line, and like at first I thought like, okay, maybe it's a scar, but I never recalled having a scar running the entire length of my fucking cheek. I've never had any injuries that would sustain something like that. So like this is one of their tube things that's going right into my cheek, and I can see a line. So yeah, that's one of their tube things that come into my body. And my doctor recently told me that my blood, my iron levels are really low, and I'm noticing a lot of my stools black, which says to me that I'm internally bleeding, um, which is not cool. Um, I don't know what exactly they're doing to me, but they're trying to make me as unhealthy as possible. They were unable to do it psychologically. Um, so only mostly because like I've already had to deal with this kind of abuse growing up as a child, and this type of psychological abuse, anyways, as well as physical abuse. But I had a really rough upbringing. But that's like the only thing I can like kind of like prove. And but yeah, so like I have this tube that's in my cheek, and like I understand fully now that they're using magnetism to do this stuff, and it's really hardly advanced like DARPA shit because it's all cloaked. You can't see these tubes that are coming into my body, these things that are going, that are attached to my ears. They cut open my ears, and they attach these lines that go into my ears, and like it's really weird because like I said, like they can inflate these things, um and like they can expand like a sack, like this weird alien sack thing. And I got it on my back as well, and on my ass. And I don't know what it is with these connections that are in my feet, but I can't explain what purpose that is. But I truly do believe that it has something to do with keeping me positively charged or something. Um, I remember vaguely my one perpetrator who sits in my head, Karen. She does most of the work. Um, she does most of the talking, and well, that's what I call her. I call her Karen and James and their family. I believe they have 3 children, 2 or 3 children, anyways. Uh, I had hair on my tongue. I was wondering what that was. But yeah, so like I just recently noticed this, and I don't know how to approach the medical community about this because I really do feel like the medical community is completely oblivious to cloaking technology. And like I do want to get an x-ray of my body, just because I know they put so much stuff in my body because I felt it. And like this isn't, it never has been a mental health issue. So I don't know how to approach my doctor about this, but she um just increased my dosage in medication, which will never really help, mostly because the voice to skull technology is real. Yeah, here we go. this thing. So this is one of many connections. Um, one of many connections that are coming into my mouth. I have them on both sides of my mouth, and I just picked this one off my tongue. Like they have it going into my tongue, and the police. When I called an ambulance the first time this started to happen to me, I can't remember when it happened. Oh my god, it's 18, 20, 20, 20, 22 weeks ago. Maybe even longer, 25 weeks ago. I called for an ambulance. I called for help. And the cops, the one officer said, "Don't worry, it stretches." When I'm describing to him, like I can't see what's going into me, but I can feel it in my tongue, because that's the first thing they did was they put it in my tongue and they moved it down into my throat. So like the military will violate your body, like your bodily autonomy. The police will violate your bodily autonomy because they have cloaking technology. So you can't see it. So therefore you can't prove anything. Like this in my cheek is so far like the only type of proof I've been able to get, other than when they put that shit under my skin, like when they've cut me open, which I believe they recently did right there. So that was them. And somewhere along my tattoo, yeah, right there. There's another one. They cut me right there too. So this is a regular thing. Well, they'll just make these small cuts into my body. And most of the time, I don't know if they're trying to stick something underneath my skin, but they have before. And it felt like they took my plasma, because I felt this empty layer, like layer of underneath my skin. And I don't know what they did, but when they put the self-replicating stuff underneath my skin, it completely coated my entire body, and it was weird. The feeling went away the next day, and this is the thing, like all this stuff, like I feel it. Like when they shot me with this electromagnetic arrow into my back, it was the most painful thing ever. Like it really did feel like I got shot, but like the pain went away. But they bring their magnets around, and they can play with it, and like it's very uncomfortable. So they have put so much technology into my body, and like, I'm fully aware these are Americans, because I have observed everything around me. Like when someone tries to kill you 8 separate times, your awareness, your situational awareness is heightened, right? They're playing with my ear right now, these fuckers. So, and this is what they do. It's like this thing that's constantly poking at me. They're always stabbing me with stuff, like poking me with stuff. And yeah, I'm definitely playing with one of them. Like I just pulled it off my hair, and like they weave this stuff like through my hair, and like they have this stuff on my head. But the worst part is that they put something in my brain, and they it felt like my brain was being split into 3 pieces, and like you could tell that it was magnets that were doing it, because like you flip magnets apart and you have that pull, that push, that pushing feeling, the force. And that's what I felt in the back of my head, in the back of my head. And and like it's like they stuck something like right along here, along my, like I don't know. I don't even know. I can't even begin to describe like a lot of the things that they've done to me, but it has been a daily occurrence, because my unit is set up for them to be able to do this. And one thing I noticed about this apartment, and that I haven't seen in any other one, not that I have been into too many other units in this building, but these things, my wall has these corner things right here, and they're hollow. Like I put a hole in it. I feel a draft coming out of there. So like I really do feel like this is connected to the unit below me. And again, the units below me and above me are empty. I'm noticing like making observations of the windows and stuff that there's a lot of empty units in this building. And there's a lot of empty units that are parallel to mine, like my where I am in the building, like above me. If you go, because it's like 22 stories, right? But if I like, I continue to look at all the windows whenever I can outside, and they have this negative air thing downstairs too, which is really fucked up. Which I believe is the oxygen that they have me on, because they had me on oxygen. Like they had this thing going. I can't feel it anymore. I mean, they may have taken it out, but um, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. It's so fucked up what they do here, and like this is a CIA facility. This is the CIA facilitating this. And I know for a fact that I'm not the only one that's being attacked in this building. Um, and it is straight up a coalition between the mafia and the police and the military. Mostly because the mafia seems to run this building, but the military seems to be running around and sticking me with technology at the same time. And pretty much every time I step outside, the police are right there. And like what are they doing next door? What are they doing in the building next door? Because that's where they were parked. Like I left today to go do what I got to do on Mondays. And like the cops were just waiting on outside the other building, which is attached. Like this building over here, I guess my window's not open. There's a building over there, if anybody knows. I've already showed you. And like the parking lot's connected, so like our buildings are connected, right? So like they're doing stuff over there, and I just realized that one of the units in the very on the second floor here has a Faraday cage. The windows are completely different, and they have all these bars running across it, so they made it look like it was just like a regular window, but it's not. It's a Faraday cage. So yeah, I wonder if their lights are on. I'm gonna see if no, the lights aren't on. But yeah, there's one unit there that's got all these bars going across it, and like it just dawned on me again, like just recently, like yesterday, that it's a fucking Faraday cage. And yeah, there's something fishy going on over there. Meow. And my poor cat, they attacked my cat the other day. They like tried to shove something in down her fucking throat. It was really messed up seeing her trying to take something out of her mouth that wasn't there. But she was clearly trying to like take something out of her mouth with both of her paws. And it was really disconcerting because like it's all cloaked. It's all electromagnetic. It's all highly advanced alien like technology, and like the only thing I can come up with is it's developed by DARPA. It's the American military doing it. And like for fuck's sakes, Canada has no sovereignty. Like we are on our knees sucking America's dick and Israel's dick at the same time. Like that's what Canada does. And what the police do in this country and what the crown is doing in this country is absolutely fucking bullshit, because they keep refusing to charge police that are clearly hurting people in their community, like kicking skulls in and not getting charged, like kicking someone's head like a soccer ball after making them after telling the 18-year-old kid to crawl to him. So like he made him crawl to, like the officer made him crawl to him wherever he was, and then he kicked his fucking head in and like almost killed him. Like he almost died. He required emergency surgery. His skull was all fucked up and like inflated and shit. The crown refuses to fucking the Crown refuses to charge the police officer for like aggravated assault, because that is aggravated assault. And another one which really offends me, and which I'm surprised nobody really got upset about, was when those 3 police officers pulled their weapons out and blasted a dude away that had a baby in his truck, and they killed the baby, and they were charged for it right away. But the Crown dropped the charges. So, like, the Crown is really fucking corrupt. There is something really fucking shady that our government, that the Crown is doing. And the one thing I noticed, because I pay attention to what goes on in Australia, and I'm seeing what they're doing to NHS in England, is that they're slowly but surely privatizing our healthcare. And not only that, but like, we're paying nurses, we're paying like these temporary nurses, like these. It's weird that what we're doing with our nurses here in Canada, and especially here in Toronto, and like they're paying extra to have some other company bring nurses in, and like and I know Doug Ford is, and same thing's happening in Alberta, is they're offsetting that what should be public work to private businesses that are charging exuberant prices, that are charging more than usual. So like, our healthcare costs are inevitably going to go up, and they're going to be increasingly becoming privatized. So there's this move that I believe has something to do with the WEF, the World Economic Forum. And like, there's something really fucking sinister going on, because they are targeting their own citizens, and they are killing their own citizens, because they've tried to do that to me 8 separate times now. So they are targeting, the military's targeting their own fucking countrymen. And like, there's this turn inward that the intelligence community has decided that that's what they want to do. And there's no accountability for this. And seeing what Americans are doing right now all over the world, and how blatantly corrupt everything is, like, I really do believe we're witnessing late stage capitalism for sure. And like, the bigger picture ties into exactly what's happening to me. This is why I'm talking about it. And I need to get this off my chest anyways. But our government are very abusive. Our police and our military are super fucking abusive. And they work with the mafia. That I've seen with my own eyes. Because, like, I'm pretty sure that's what's called a COINTELPRO. Motherfuckers. They just stuck that in my mouth. I just felt it go into my mouth. Onto my tongue. But, it's weird what they can do. That's what they started to do to me, like, when they first got this stuff into my body and, like, onto my tongue. Like, they kept shoving this stuff, like, on this invisible, this cloaked line. And they kept stuffing my mouth with shit. And it makes you appear crazy. And that's what they're really good at doing. They're really good at doing, they're really good at making people appear crazy with their neural surveillance, like watching everything that you think and using the V2K on you at the same time. And like having multiple people watch you 24/7. So like, I haven't had privacy for over 5 years now. And I don't think anybody has any privacy left. I don't think every Canadian has been stripped of their rights to privacy. And that's what they're trying to keep from the public, is the technology that they're using on people. So like, there's these terrorism charges that came about. And like, there's a, what do you call it? A non-disclosure. They can't talk about it. And they're not going to, because they used the neural surveillance technology that's embedded in all our cell phones to charge two people with terrorism related charges. And I know this because that's what they're doing to me. So they are torturing people. Like this is all this is all torture. If nobody really quite understands it because nobody's like not too many people go through it, but if you listen to any other targeted individuals speak, like we're all saying the same things. It's the government that's doing it. And like Canada has lost all of its sovereignty. We need to fire everybody, all the military, top military brass need to be let go. All these boomers, especially the boomers, they're the ones that are really causing all of this and are really leading the way. You can see by Trump with what he's doing. They're really leading the way and destroying and trying to regress and trying to bring us back to the fucking ninth century. You know, we're back to peasants and serfdom and this techno feudalism bullshit that I'm seeing on my social platforms. And like I'm still being heavily censored. They took down so many of my comments when I'm talking about police corruption. They take it down. So like our social media platforms have become police platforms, military platforms. It's all they were all built and designed so the military can have a back door to it all. The intelligence community, essentially, because like there's no difference between the military community and the intelligence community. Like they're fused. Same thing with the police. There's no difference between a police officer and a soldier. They're essentially the same, and the same goes with the mafia too. Like they're all the same. They all work together. They're all buddies. That I seen with my own eyes. So yeah. So like it's pretty fucked up. Like what I'm witnessing, like what I'm experiencing, actually, more like it, is a domestic gladio, like a COINTELPRO. Like why is the mafia trying to kill me, and why are the police just watching and labeling it all as a mental health issue? So what I did was I filed human rights applications on the federal level, because I know if I do it on a provincial level against the police, they're going to say we don't have anything on this guy. We're not doing anything. And like I know the plausible deniability aspect of it all, because they can't get caught violating people's charter, but the technology that they're using on everybody violates everybody's charter. Like we're supposed to have rights to privacy, and yet we've all been stripped of privacy because they could just watch. Oh my god, they're fucking with my nose right now. And like that's the thing, like I got these tubes that are going into my fucking nose, in my ears. Like it's just really annoying, and when they start playing with it, because that's what they're doing. They play with it. And like yesterday they did, like I think it was like it had to have been like a direct energy weapon that they used on my heart, because like they did something to my heart. Like my heart felt like it was going to fucking like explode. Like I felt this force field, this force hit my heart, and like I thought I was gonna fucking have a heart attack. Like my heart was hurting. Like it hurt. Like I could feel this tension on it. Like it, like really tight squeeze. So yeah, like I'm pretty sure that was some form of direct energy weapon where they've tried. Like I believe, and I'm labeling it as another murder attempt. Like I believe that was another attempt on my life. So that's number 9. And they're and like they do it in such a clandestine way, so like they don't, so you know, like we can't, the law, so they can avoid all the lawsuits that would follow if this ever became public information. And like I have a sneaking suspicion that this video will not be able to get posted on YouTube. I don't know any other social platforms. I really don't know what to do. Like I'm pretty screwed. Like that's just all there is to it. Like I'm fucked. My life has been cut short. And like I don't see the mafia ever stopping trying to kill me. I don't see the fucking police ever growing a goddamn conscience, or fucking have any form of empathy. Like these people are devoid of like they're just devoid of all humanity. And like these people are running our fucking shit. Like they're like 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 our political system's been completely taken over by Zionists. And therefore nobody like my such as myself and like pretty much 99% of the rest of Canada will not be able to find adequate political representation. Because like Jagmeet Singh is part of the West. Like he's part of the he came um out of Harry Kissinger's school of whatever. I can't remember what it's called, but he came from a left thing. So like they've eviscerated the left. That's what America has done, like the CIA. They've eviscerated the left. And they're making sure that they never get into any positions of power. So you'll never see the NDP in any positions of power because they put people like Jagmeet in where he's just doing as he's told. And that's exactly what's happening. Like, so when he dissolved that break, like when he broke up with the Liberal Party, like that is one of the first steps that they're going to do to call an election. And what's supposed to happen is Pierre Poilievre is supposed to get elected. And he's got no platform. The guy just says slogans and he's trying to fucking pit Canadians against other Canadians and say, oh, a whole bunch of woke bullshit. Like, this fucking woke bullshit. Like, what the fuck? What does that even mean? But yeah, I'm just ranting now at this point, but I don't like how they have my cat connected to this shit. I feel like there's this like indent in my neck too. Like they have something that's like attached there. And there's definitely something in the back of my fucking head. Cause like I ordered magnets because I put a magnet on my toe where one of the biggest